Hi, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Lim Hui Yi. I'm here today to give my presentation topic about the differences in between scuba diving and free diving. When we are considering in the new sport, it's very important for us to do our own homework by study the details of the particular sport and so on. Like both scuba diving and free diving, they have their own unique risk and also reward. But nevertheless, getting a proper training from a qualified professional trainer for whatever sport that we have choose is mentally and essential need to be done. Yeah, whether you are scuba diver or free diver, it is all about enjoying the wonder of the ocean, right? So here are some of the differences that we need to be things before we choose for the first dive experience. Yeah, firstly there will be a brief, right? The biggest differences in between these two skills, there will be breathing. Yeah, for example, like the scuba diving, they need to bring along their air tanks when they go down to their under the water, and scuba diver is always taught to be not hold their breath when go down to the oceans. Yeah, by using their air tank, the diver, they will inhale and exhale their breath in order for them to continue their adventure under the water. Yeah, while for the free diver, they are trained to be hold their breath. Yeah, hold their breath based on how deep and how long you want to stay under the water. And based on our current free diving record, there is a breath holder called Herbanish. Someone come from the Australian, which who can swim under a depth in 252.3 meters in only one whole breath in 9 minutes. It sounds very powerful and amazing. Yeah. And secondly, there will be a type of the equipments. For example, scuba diving, they will involve a lot of gear. Example like the air tank, the regulator, the buoyancy device, the fin, and the mask. Yeah, and obviously for the air tank, it is supply the air for a diver to breathe under the water. And for the regulator, you want to make sure the pressure that is delivered to the diver is in a correct pressure, right? And the buoyancy device is to make sure that the diver, they can control their buoyancy nicely under the water. And for the fins and the mask, is to ensure that the efficiency movement and the clear vision under the water, right? And also in general, all the diver, they will wear also their wetsuit under the water in order to protect their body from the cold water, right? While for free diver, there is a much more less equipment need to be used. In general, they will only have three, which is the fins, the mask, and the wetsuit. And also in addition, some of the diver, for the free diver, they will put on their weight belt to make sure that they can sink under the water, and also the nose clip. This is also to prevent any like the water to enter their nose, right? And beside that, and however, I think for the free diver, they will not use the air tank and also the regulator, because they will rely only on their lung capacity, and also depend on how deep they can hold their breath in one dive. Yeah. Thirdly, I think there will be the fun limitation depends on the depth of the dive. Yeah. For free diver, they can create their incredible possibility for underwater explosions. Yeah, this is because of there is no limitation for the free diver. Of course, it depends on their ability, their skill, and also their experience as well, right? Whether the free diver, they can hold how long in the ocean and also under the water. While for the scuba diver, there is much more limitation in the dive experience. This is because of there is a limitation depends on the certification and what kind of license they have. There's two different licenses that need to be done and get for scuba diver. First, there will be the open water. Secondly, there will be the advanced open water, right? So in between these two licenses, this is mainly have a differences on the maximum depth they can go for. For open water, the maximum depth will be 18 meter, while for the advanced, they will be 30 meter in the depth. Yeah. And lastly, I think there will be a bottom time. The bottom time here is talk about the length of the time that you can stay under the water, right? For the scuba diver, because they bring along their air tank under the water, which means that they can stay under the water with a longer time, depends on their calculation on the air tank and the whole journey, right? And this also allowed the scuba diver to explore more of the underwater world, and they can observe the marine life more close up by capture the photo and also their video. In another hands, for free diver, they have limited by their lung capacity, yeah, because they hold their breath, right? So they have to go back to the surface and take a breath after a certain amount of the times, yeah. So the amount of the certain times to allow the free diver to stay under the water is also depend on several factors, which including their level of fitness, their experience, and also how deep is the dive. But in general, for the free diver, they can stay under the water for a few minutes. But of course, for the experienced free diver, they can dive for under the water for more longer times lah, right? So in my conclusion, I have given out 4 differences in between the free diving and scuba diving. Firstly, there will be a brief. Secondly, there will be the type of equipment. Thirdly is the fun limitation, depends on the depth of the dive. And also lastly, there will be the bottom times, like the length of the time that you can spend under the waters. Of course, by comparing scuba diving and free diving, is point up to the personal preference. Yeah, there's no right in between. Both scuba diving and free diving offer a very own unique and exciting experience. Yeah, so all in all, safety is a key for the both kind of diving. With the proper, I think, safety precautions, both sport can be enjoyed by all the diver all the times. Yeah, and I hope my today's presentation can bring out a clear differences in between scuba diving and free diving, which is helpful for those who are in the middle, still in the considering in diving sport. Yeah, and I think that's all for my presentation today, and thanks for your listening, and I hope you guys have a good day ahead. Yeah, thank you, bye bye.